All right. Buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving deep into the second trimester of pregnancy, weeks 14 through 27.
Oh, exciting.
We've got excerpts from swing2sleep.com's Week by Week, the second trimester, your pregnancy calendar, and let me tell you, this guide is jam-packed
It's
with
such a cool resource.
fascinating stuff.
It is, yeah. A lot happens during the second trimester.
I bet, and it's often called, like, the best time in pregnancy.
Right.
So I'm dying to know why. Is it just the end of morning sickness, or is there, like, more to it?
I mean, it definitely helps that those hormones finally chill out.
Right.
By week 14, your body's basically like, okay, we're doing this thing. Everyone relax. I got this.
Okay.
And then that's why a lot of women feel more energetic, just generally better overall.
Hormonal harmony at last. But there's more to week 14 than just feeling amazing, right? Definitely.
Because one thing that really surprised me is that the guide stresses the importance of dental care during this time.
Oh, yeah. Who knew?
Yeah. Pregnancy hormones, they can really mess with your gums.
Really?
They get more sensitive, prone to problems, so taking care of your teeth is super important.
Wow, good to know for my next dentist appointment. So while we're taking care of our teeth, what's the little one up to around week 14?
They are working hard.
The guide says they're about the size of a hen's egg at this point.
Yep, about the size of a hen's egg. Tiny, but already super busy developing. They can tell the difference between light and dark now, which is huge for their vision.
Wow, I never realized they were so tuned in to the outside world already.
And get this, they can also react to your stress levels.
No way.
So yeah, managing stress, super important for both of you.
Wow, talk about a connected pair. So things are definitely moving along because weeks 15 through 17 are all about growth spurts, feeling baby move, and even starting to think about a midwife, which is a big decision.
Huge. This is where things get real.
Totally. The baby is growing so fast now, and you're right, around week 15 is when the guide suggests starting your midwife search if you're going that route.
Yeah, it's not too early.
It takes time to find the right fit, definitely.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much else going on during those weeks. The guide mentions the baby's kicking, turning, even doing somersaults in there.
I know. It's incredible, right?
It's like having a tiny little gymnast.
Yeah. Those nerve tracts are developing like crazy, so they're getting more coordinated every day.
It's amazing. So they're not just floating around anymore. They're really going for it.
Yeah. And speaking of going for it, week 17 brings up exercise during pregnancy. The guide even suggests specific types, like yoga and Pilates.
Oh, yeah. Great options.
What makes those so good for expecting moms?
Well, yoga and Pilates are fantastic for strength and flexibility, which you really need during pregnancy.
Right.
Helped with back pain, too, which a lot of women experience. And, of course, all those gentle movements and stretches are great for the baby, too.
It's like you have a tiny workout buddy cheering you on from the inside.
Right.
Okay, can we talk about heartburn for a sec?
Oh, the joys.
Because week 18 brought up that lovely topic, and I have a feeling I'm not alone in this.
Oh, definitely not. Heartburn is super common during pregnancy.
Why is that?
Remember those helpful pregnancy hormones we talked about?
Yeah.
Well, they can also relax the muscles that usually keep stomach acid from, backing up.
Oh, no!
So,
So all those late-night cravings are a recipe for disaster?
pretty much.
But the guide does have some surprisingly simple solutions, right? Like, what can you actually do about it?
Yeah, they recommend sticking to small, frequent meals
Okay.
to help manage the acid.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, chewing on hazelnuts or almonds can actually neutralize the acid, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
But enough about heartburn. Week 18 is also famous for something way more exciting, the big ultrasound.
Oh, yeah.
And the guide really goes into detail about how developed the baby is at this point.
It's amazing, right? By week 18, your little one has fully formed hands and feet, complete with teeny tiny fingernails.
Oh my gosh.
They can even grab the umbilical cord and suck their thumb.
I remember seeing those tiny fingers on the ultrasound. It's incredible how much they're already doing in there.
It is pretty wild.
And speaking of incredible milestones, week 20 is when many expecting parents first feel those, like, unmistakable baby movements. Although the guide does mention this can vary, right?
Absolutely. Every pregnancy is different.
Yeah.
Some feel those first flutters earlier, some later. Depends on their body type, the baby's position, even just how sensitive they are to those sensations. It's a good reminder that there's a wide range of what's considered normal when it comes to pregnancy.
That is super reassuring to hear. Okay, moving on to weeks 21 through 23, we're talking about major sensory development.
Huge.
And making some big decisions about the birth plan. Things are really ramping up.
Yeah, this is when things get really real.
They do.
Those senses are coming online. Your baby can smell, taste, feel, and they're becoming so much more aware of sounds from the outside world.
I had no idea their senses were that developed already at that stage.
Yeah.
What can expecting parents do to kind of support this sensory explosion?
The guide really emphasizes engaging with your baby even before they're born.
Okay.
Talking to them, playing music, even just going about your daily life around them. They're absorbing it all.
I love that. Like you're already building that bond and that connection, even just through those shared experiences.
Exactly.
Now, on a more, I guess, practical note, week 22 is when the guide suggests really diving into those birthing plan options. And that can feel like a big one.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big decision, but it's an exciting one too.
It is exciting.
You get to really start envisioning what kind of birth experience you want. Hospital, birthing center, home birth. So many options. And of course, there are all the pain management options to consider too.
So much to think about. Where do you even begin?
I know it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's why the guide recommends starting the conversation early.
Okay.
Talking to your partner, your healthcare provider, doing your research. There are tons of resources to help you make those informed decisions.
That's such good advice. Now I have to ask about something that really caught my eye. The guide mentions that around week 22, babies have more taste buds than adults.
It's true. Crazy, right?
It doesn't seem fair.
I know, but it makes sense.
It does.
They have so much to learn about flavors and textures in such a short amount of time.
That's a good point. Okay, shifting gears a bit, week 23 gets real about a topic I'm sure a lot of expecting parents know all too well: back pain.
Oh, yeah.
It's so common. Why is that?
Well, remember those amazing pregnancy hormones we talked about?
Yes.
Well, those same hormones can also cause ligaments and muscles to loosen, including those in your back.
Oh, no.
Add in a growing belly and a shifting center of gravity, and back pain's kind of inevitable for a lot of people.
A perfect storm for discomfort.
Yeah.
But in true form, the guide does have solutions, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Gentle exercises, stretching, and maintaining good posture can really help.
Okay.
And, focusing on those pelvic floor exercises can be really helpful too, both during and after pregnancy.
Great. Excellent tips to remember. Okay, let's move on to weeks 24 through 27. This is when the baby starts developing those sleep-wake cycles. And believe it or not, car seat buckles suddenly become a logistical challenge.
I know, right?
It's the little things you don't think about.
Exactly. But yeah, the guide explains that around this time, your little one is starting to develop more regular sleep patterns, spending more time dozing, less time doing somersaults, which is pretty cute to imagine.
I bet. Although something tells me those baby sleep schedules don't always align with the parents' need for sleep.
That's definitely true.
That's something to look forward to. Speaking of looking forward to things, what about this car seat buckle dilemma? The guide does mention that as a real struggle for expecting parents.
It's one of those things you don't really think about until you're faced with it,
Yeah.
but they have some practical advice,
Good.
like threading the seatbelt under your belly and then pulling it tight. For maximum safety and comfort, it's the little things that make a big difference.
Absolutely. Okay, on to week 25. This one blew my mind. The baby can open their eyes now.
I know, it's wild. Their vision is still developing,
Sure.
but they can perceive light and shadow filtering through the abdominal wall. They're really starting to get a sense of the world outside.
That is fascinating. Any other amazing developments happening during this time?
Let's see, around week 26, the guide highlights something really incredible.
Okay.
Research suggests that babies might already be showing signs of being left or right-handed,
What?
even before they're born.
No way. That's incredible. How do they even know that?
It makes you wonder what else they're capable of at this stage.
Seriously.
And then, in week 27, the guide offers a tip that I thought was especially helpful for expecting moms: using a nursing pillow for better sleep,
Oh, that's a good one.
especially since finding a comfortable sleep position can be a challenge.
The struggle is real.
It is.
Any other words of wisdom from the guide as we kind of wrap up this incredible second trimester?
Well, by week 27, the baby is about 1,000 grams and 35 centimeters long, but those are just averages. Every baby develops at their own pace. The key takeaway here is that this is a time of immense growth and development, both for you and your little one. And while there will definitely be challenges, there's also so much joy and wonder to be found in these last few weeks before birth.
It really does sound like the second trimester is all about embracing the journey and savoring these last few weeks before the baby arrives.
It really is. And, while we covered a lot today, from those early movements to, getting ready for the birth,
All right.
one thing that really stood out to me was how much the baby's senses are developing during this time.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It makes you wonder, What can parents do to support those senses even before birth?
That's such a cool thing to think about. I imagine just reading aloud, playing music, even just talking about your day can create a stimulating environment for the baby, even in the womb.
Exactly. It's like they're already eavesdropping
Mm.
on our world, soaking it all in. And it highlights how crucial it is to engage with them even at this early stage.
It adds a whole other level of meaning to those quiet moments.
Right. It really does. Well, this deep dive has you wanting to learn even more about this amazing stage of pregnancy. Be sure to check out the full week by week, the second trimester Your Pregnancy Calendar Guide on swing2sleep.com.
Such a great resource for expecting parents.
It really is. And with that, we'll let you go soak up all this fascinating information. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the second trimester. Until next time.